Welcome to Team Helpdesk for Outlook and SharePoint. In this demonstration, we will explore on how to make a managerial installation, configuration, and deployment of Team Helpdesk in Outlook and SharePoint. To install the managerial tool, let us shut down Outlook and then run the setup executable file, which I have downloaded from the product website earlier. Note that requirements of Outlook and .NET Framework. Here, I can select which one of these languages is to be used for the Team Helpdesk folders, forms, and views in Outlook. For this demonstration, I will continue with the English forms and views. I will use the default installation folder, which is under the Program Files folder. Now we are done with the files extraction and installation. Let us start Outlook. Now I have a choice between creating a new Team Helpdesk folders in Exchange, or to use an existing Team Helpdesk folders that were configured earlier. As I don't have any earlier configuration, I will choose the first option. This would allow me to copy a Team Helpdesk folder in an Exchange public folder or a shared mailbox folder. For this demonstration, I will place the Team Helpdesk folder under the public folders, but you can, of course, place it on a shared mailbox folder too. Now, the final step is to choose a Team Helpdesk database where all the settings, templates, and other Helpdesk settings data will be stored. Supported database options are Microsoft Exchange, Microsoft Access, and SQL Server. If Microsoft Exchange is selected, the settings data will be stored under the Team Helpdesk settings subfolder in Exchange. This option removes the dependency of an external database and works even on wide area network and HTTP connections. If you choose Access, the database will need to be stored on a shared network folder, and all technicians working on the support cases in Outlook would need to have access to this network folder. For SQL Server, the server name is mandatory. The database name is optional. If it is left empty, a new database with the name Team Helpdesk Settings DB would be created. For this demonstration, I will use the Microsoft Exchange database option. But you can, of course, use a dedicated database if you wish. For more detailed guidances and best practices on using a Microsoft Access and SQL Server database, refer to the PDF help documentation. Now that we have finished installation and chosen a database as a Helpdesk manager, I would need to configure the permission level of each Team Helpdesk subfolder. By default, the permission on each subfolder for all users is set to author. Only the manager who had performed the installation has got owner permission. Without a proper permission structure defined, technicians accessing the Team Helpdesk folders would not be able to perform most of the Helpdesk tasks like creating new support cases and working on their assigned cases. Hence, the manager needs to grant permission to each subfolder for all members of the Helpdesk team. The following table summarizes what permission levels are required on each folder. Instead of granting permission for each technician, we recommend to create a users group consisting of all technicians of the Helpdesk, and then use this group to assign permission as a whole in single step for each Team Helpdesk subfolder. Here, I have already created a group called Service Desk, comprising of all help desk users. And I can grant editor permission to this group easily over the Ongoing Cases folder. Likewise, grant the appropriate permission over the remaining Team Helpdesk subfolders, based on the table shown here. In Outlook 2010, you would find the Team Helpdesk Manager menu in the Backstage view. This serves as the gateway for launching most of the functionalities and tools available in Team Helpdesk for Outlook. Here, you can customize the contents of various drop-down fields, modify email templates, enable automation, and other advanced features. Let us look at the technicians list. Team Helpdesk system needs to maintain the detail of the technicians that would be working on support cases. The technician name and email address are mandatory fields and should be unique for each technician. If there has to be calls to technicians from within Team Helpdesk, say, from the Outlook form, the phone and mobile needs to be filled up. By specifying the mobile number of the technician, Team Helpdesk can send SMS alerts to their mobile devices. In this column, you can selectively grant which technicians should have administrative access to certain resources and tools. The password field is used to authenticate technicians when they are logged into the technician's web access interface on a browser. Please note that this password is different than the one used in the Active Directory account. Most likely, you might already have contact details of the technicians in the Exchange Global Address list. You can use this import button to display the address book and choose those contacts that you want to import. The technician's name, email, telephone, mobile fields would be then automatically filled in the grid. Now, let us try out the callers list. Team Helpdesk can maintain the detail of the callers that had requested or will request for support. The caller's email address is a mandatory and should be unique for each caller in this list. If there has to be phone calls to callers from within Team Helpdesk, the telephone and mobile number need to be filled up. The mobile number is also necessary if callers have to receive SMS notifications in their mobile device. Each caller can be assigned to a department or category in this column. And using the hourly rate of the assigned department, Team Helpdesk can then use it as one of the possible rate for calculating cost and supporting and resolving the problem. The callers list can also take a default technician for each caller. This is useful if you want to dynamically assign this default technician to a support case generated from an email sent by a particular caller. The setup automatically triggers the notifications to the concerned technician in the form of email and SMS. In this column, you can specify a password that will be used by the caller to log on to the caller web access site from a web browser. Alternatively, this password can be generated automatically when Team Helpdesk adds a new caller. This password is also available for insertion to the email and SMS notifications that will be sent out to the caller. If you already have contact details of the callers in the Exchange Global Address list or in any Outlook address book, you can use this import button to extract the contact's detail, which would be then automatically filled in this grid. Let us now explore the problems list. This list is a multi-tiered arrangement of categories and types. Each category can have a list of types. The first step in compiling a problems list is to gather the problem areas that your support team will be attending to. The problem areas are then fed into this category field. You can also specify the default hourly rate for each problem category so that, when using statistics, you can consider this category rate for calculating cost besides the other two rates. The second step is to define the problem types for each problem category. For example, I can add a new type, Office 2010, and I will select Applications as the category. The default time is the duration in minutes that is assumed will be required to resolve the particular problem. If a technician does not enter any time spent and marks a case as completed or resolved, Team Helpdesk will automatically assign this default time on the basis of the problem type of the case. Each problem type can also be associated with a technician from this drop-down. The idea is to allow the Helpdesk manager to assign the relevant technician to a support case on the basis of the problem area. Let us take an example with this support case item in the Ongoing Cases subfolder. Here, supposing the manager choose this support case to belongs to Applications problem category and Office 2010 problem type. Doing so, the default technician and default SLA check options would be enabled, and the manager can check it to assign the technician associated with this problem to this case. This way, the manager don't have to look up the technicians list or consult with each technician in trying to figure out who is the best fit for resolving the problem. This is the problem status list. As technicians start working on assigned cases, over time, they may need to update the state of the problem so that managers can track and plan additional resources if needed to resolve that particular case. Finally, this check option allows Team Helpdesk to automatically add non-existent problem category and type in the problems list. This happens when technicians specify their own custom value for the problem drop-down fields instead of choosing one from the list in the support request form in Outlook. Finally, let us take a quick look at the assets list. In an organization, an asset can be a network workstation, a printer, keyboard, or any IT resource which needs maintenance and support over a period of time. Due to this, the Helpdesk is a vital part of the company to get the most out of its IT assets. Team Helpdesk supports maintaining an assets list, which is basically a metadata bank comprising of certain information on a particular asset, such as brand, OS, model number, barcode, etc. For this demonstration, I have defined an asset list comprising of computer nodes, printers, and photocopiers, which are used in the organization. Depending on the type of assets and use, I can customize the titles of these asset fields. As you can see, this list takes two drop-down fields, the values of which can be compiled here. I have designated the second field as type of asset, the third as the operating system, and the fourth as IP address, which is a static value, and the last field which stores the make of the asset. So, with this information available in the Helpdesk, technician can use it to associate a support request submitted from end users. This makes it easier to track and pinpoint the source of the problem. Another advantage is technician can look up for past history on that particular asset and easily seek patterns to the problem and learn how earlier issues were fixed. The final step of administrative settings is for the Helpdesk manager to configure and map the SharePoint list each to be used for storing copies of support cases and KB articles from Outlook to SharePoint. Let us explore the mapping of support case fields from Outlook to SharePoint. Here, I can specify the particular SharePoint list where the copies of support cases would be stored. I have already created a new SharePoint list, Issue Tracking. I will choose this particular list. Now all I need to do is to choose a SharePoint field from this drop-down and map it to the corresponding Helpdesk Outlook field. In this mapping dialog box, the first column lists all Outlook Helpdesk fields. The second column displays the data type each Helpdesk field takes. In the third column, there is a drop-down list on each row, consisting of all available SharePoint fields. Simply choose a SharePoint field from the drop-down box to map it to the corresponding Outlook field. As this is a new list, there are few fields available for mapping. Therefore, I will need to create new fields to perform the mapping. Fortunately, you don't need to do it manually from a web browser. Instead, I can select the new list field from the drop-down to create a new field directly in this particular SharePoint list, which then can be used to map with Outlook Helpdesk field. This dynamic ability to create new fields in SharePoint from within Team Helpdesk eases the work of the manager considerably. Similarly, in the KB article fields mapping setting, I can perform the mapping between Outlook KB fields and SharePoint fields. Now, Team Helpdesk is ready to generate support cases in Outlook and SharePoint. Let us look at the SharePoint site and see how the configured list looks like. Of course, we have not created any support cases, so this is empty. But you can see that Team Helpdesk has dynamically created new fields similar to the ones used in the Outlook support request form. As you can see, a new case has been generated in the Ongoing Cases subfolder. A copy of the same case is also created in this particular SharePoint list. You will notice that Helpdesk fields that take a drop-down list such as problem category, problem type, status, and caller's name are retained in the same format and takes the same drop-down list in the SharePoint list. All these without requiring to do any manual settings or writing script or web parts in the SharePoint. Over time, As manager make changes to the drop-down list in Outlook, Team Helpdesk would automatically update the values in SharePoint too. Likewise, when we publish a new KB article in Outlook, it would be available in the particular SharePoint list, which we had configured and mapped some time ago. So, we have learned, with Team Helpdesk Manager tool, administrator can easily and quickly set up a helpdesk system in Outlook and SharePoint for the entire support staffs of the helpdesk. But we have only explored a fraction of the administrative settings in this demonstration. For a more thorough detail, please refer to the help manual. You can also look out for other video demonstrations that discuss about minute detail on advanced settings and automation in Team Helpdesk. This concludes this video tutorial on configuring administrative settings in Team Helpdesk for Outlook and SharePoint.